Good day, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. It's been a minute or two since we've last gathered. Enjoying a beautiful birthday cake latte. Birthday cake in the sense that that is the Torini syrup that is in my latte and is quite delicious. Fills that sugar buzz. Good stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on the bench right here. And originally, and what will be, the intent of this video is the unboxing of this particular set, which, as you can see, is a Gunsmith file set. And it's by Wheeler. And I thought as I was, unboxing this from the packaging, from the shipping box, that, hey, maybe it makes sense to talk about some of the tools that I use for gunsmithing. Now, this doesn't include, which is, where is it hiding? Wasn't going to include this, but I just thought about it. This is a homegrown, and it's my sight pusher. So let me put it off to the side for a minute, because I'll probably have to clear some space. When I started thinking about gunsmithing tools, obviously, pushing sights, replacing, fixing, taking out, removing sights is part of gunsmithing. So as I was thinking about doing this video, I thought, well, let me pull out most of the main stuff that I've used over the years for gunsmithing. And I'll go back to, I'll call this my Winchester pile. This was my first set of gunsmithing screwdrivers. And people say, oh, why do you need gunsmithing screwdrivers? And it's because of the tips. They're flat. Flat in the sense, not necessarily across, but flat in the sense that when you need them to go into the particular, in this case, slot, you've got plenty of straight. The flare isn't as flared, if that makes sense. Whereas other screwdrivers, the taper is different. So gunsmithing heads are a little bit different, so you can actually fit fully in the slot as opposed to tapered. So I started with this Winchester kit, which doesn't even hang up anymore, so it just sits on the top of my bench. And this was another Winchester kit that has a bunch of punches. And I'm a big fan of brass punches, and I'll get into punches in a little bit. And I'm an even bigger fan of Delrin. Love this stuff in terms of its durability and non-marring. But it does break. This used to be an AR pivot. What's the device called? The pins, the pivot pins. Used to be an easy way to push the pivot pins out. As is this. So essentially the same thing as this, only in a different format. This has worked out great, and when I beat the heck out of the brass, I shave it and reshape it. These have not held up as well in terms of bending, but again, you kind of get what you pay for in this space. This, I was walking through my local LGS, who I think is going to be going out of business. The shelves get bare and bare. Maybe a year or two ago, and I saw this for what I thought was an unbelievable price, which is essentially the same kit, only a little more of the same stuff. And I like the fact that these particular punches are your ball punches, so they're great for, say, like a 1911. Punching out the mainspring housing punch. But again, essentially the same thing. Some Delrin, a bunch of brass, hammer, and a bunch of roll pins. The roll pins are not in this one. And when I looked at the price at my LGS, I'm like, this doesn't seem like the right price. So I looked on the Rainforest, and sure enough, this was priced way too low. So I picked it up while I was there. All right, so that takes care of my Winchester-y pile. Speaking of files, might as well talk about them now because it touches on some of the punches as well. This was a low-end set of HDX files that I got years ago that have done well for me. Are they the best set of files? No. So that's why I went with what I'll call an upgrade. And over the years, I've also purchased better punches. Is there anything wrong with the punches in the Winchester set? Not necessarily. Are they the best punches? Not necessarily. So in dealing with some interesting things over the years, is that all of them? I think that's just about all of them. I have had different punch sets, and again, I am a fan of brass. I'm looking for yet another punch set. The problem with brass is it's soft, and long brass will bend very easy. The steel punches, not so much. But I found, again, over time, something a little nicer. These are Grace punches made in the U.S. These are all brass, so they are going to be soft to a degree. But punch starters versus long nose punches. I don't know if nose is the right word, but these are all Mayhews, and I love these especially for stubborn. My CZ stubborn pins. So punches I've accumulated over the years, and a little hodgepodge. I was thinking that because this is Wheeler, I'm like, oh, I know I have a bunch of Wheeler stuff, so I thought I'd jump into my Wheeler space. I most recently used these, again, the roll punches, which are just superb for grabbing onto something. Again, just like I was saying, the roll pin on a 1911 or 2011 mainspring housing just does dynamite in terms of the size and the quality. So I've had these for a few years, and they work out great. This is a fat wrench upgrade. I originally had the analog fat wrench, and then I upgraded to the digital, and now I cannot find where, and it drives me crazy, where I put the analog. Because sometimes you want to just double check that everything is doing as it's supposed to do. Wheeler punch block. Oh my gosh, this comes in beyond handy. Beyond handy. This I picked up maybe 6 months ago. I think I did a video on it. Amazing set of Allen wrenches, a 45-piece, both hex and torque. Both SAE and metric. So this is, essentially everything. And I think what drew me to this was the incredibly small Allen wrenches that you don't normally see. I think the smallest on my bench Allen wrench is .050, and this is hard to read, .020, .035, and then .050. So additional two, not that I would ever need these, but again, and then here's the torque. Just an amazing set to have. And as I was saying on my Winchester, I was in, I think, a Sportsman's Warehouse in a city about an hour away, visiting friends, and stopped in the store just to see what they had. They had this on the shelf, and this thing has always been a bitch to do. Had this on the shelf, and I did another, let me check what it costs online. Saw the online price, again, Rainforest, and then grabbed this immediately. Sometimes it pays dividends to shop locally. This, I would call this an upgrade to the hammer that comes in the Winchester kits, mainly because, and this is by Real Avid. I think I should have known by the red and black colors. The reason I like this is the interchangeable heads. So as you can see, that's had some use, especially the brass as well. Being able to go from steel to brass to rubber to nylon, love it. And this has come in more handy than I ever thought it would, because it is a pin holder. So nothing sucks more than trying to start a pin or hold a pin and then start to try and hammer it, whether you're holding the pin or you've got a roll punch or whatever. This just adds that extra set of fingers that you don't have to worry about damaging. And it's got a cool little holder for it too. All right. Then about a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, it's been a while. I got tired of tired's not the right word, limited. This is a limited set. Too big to bring to the range. In fact, I will bust out my range toolkit because, in fact, let me do that right now. A few moments later. This for years has been my range toolkit. A little bit of everything. Lots of littles. Just you name it. In a box that I don't even remember where I got. And never wants to close the same way twice just because of all the stuff I have in it. But it's compact. And so is this. More so than this. So I try to keep things to a minimum in the range bag, but this really doesn't have a good selection of different heads for a particular screwdriver. So this I call a minimal set of screwdrivers for the range, and that has worked out well as well. So again, it eats some space up in the range bag, but they both serve different purposes and both come in beyond healthy, maybe the sugar's getting to me. They both come in quite handy in a time of, in a pinch, just because the one thing you need is the one thing you don't have. But when it comes to this particular gunsmithing screwdriver set, this has, just about everything that I found. In fact, a recent video on something I did, I think it was, maybe not recent, Hudson H9 rear sight replacement. Or no, maybe it was a Springfield Armory 35, SA35, where none of my normal bits fit the screw or the hex head in the rear sight, and I think this was the one that actually did. And this has come in, again, very handy. So, not something to run out and purchase day one, which is why I started with something relatively small and inexpensive. And then over the last 13, 14 years, accumulated all this good stuff. So let me clear off the bench, and then we'll do the unboxing of what we were originally going to unbox, which is the file set. But wait, there's more. This, and sticking with the Wheeler theme, is my knockoff Wheeler sight pusher. And you've seen this in previous videos. And this is the best sight pusher. I've done sights with brass punch and hammer. I've done sights with my blue N-Star, I think was the name of the pusher. And this does front and rear. And this one by far, hands down, best sight pusher I own. All right, now for the main event. Yummies. And now for the main event, let's open this. So the first thing I'm going to say is I wasn't expecting the box to be this big. This box is 15 inches. $17 inches. 17 by 4 by 3. Yes, 17 by 4 by 3. That's a big box. Much bigger than I was expecting based on the pictures and based on my old files. So, oh goodness, not my favorite words. Not my 3 favorite words. All right, that's all that's in the box. Looks like it's tied very cutely. Little Kung Fu black belt kind of tie there. It looks very similar to my roll pin punch bag. In fact, very same design for the most part. Not this rubbery finish. The material feels different Cordura. Not bad, just different. And we will open this up and see what we have. Alrighty. Okay, so this was whatever this particular item is, was made in October of 2022, so this is already a year old. Whatever this stone is broken, so this may be getting a, I'm not sure if that's chalk or what. Let's see if the package identifies it. Okay, so and the labeling is all mucked up on this, so yeah, this one might be going back. Again, I'm not even sure what this is. So we're going to say that this is, that's definitely, so 8-inch, 8-inch. These are going to be the 3 6-inches, 4-in-1 hand rasp. I'm going to guess that's this one. That's got the 4 sides. Looks like wood, wood, metal, metal. That would make the 4-in-1. This is the file cleaning brush. Always good to be able to clean your files so that they stay usable. And then we move over to the diamond plate, 1 stick of file chalk. Okay, that would be this. File chalk. I'm not sure what file chalk is. 1 small flat coarse grit diamond file. 1 small, 1 triangle, 1 file. All right, that's the rest of these. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is an extra fine diamond plate. For what? Let's see, how fine of a diamond plate? Quite fine compared to that. Not quite sure what I would use a diamond plate for. Maybe on a sight to take some material off the bottom of the sight. That's the first thing that comes to mind. All right, so I'm going to leave that right up in here. Okay, so do I care about the broken chalk? Not really. Do I care about the Wheeler branding not being so branding? Not really. It would be nice if it wasn't all mucked up, but again, this, you know, the 3-letter words, made in China. So the one big file I do own, that I do use quite a bit, and could probably use a cleaning, is this one, which is the equivalent, it looks like, of similar to this one. And then round file, kind of coarse, diamond or triangular file. What are they calling this? Yeah, triangle file. One round file, one triangular file, triangle file, and then one square file. Then the rasp, and then, so these diamond files, I'll have to see how much better the diamonds files are than, you know, some of the stuff I was previously using. So for my next filing project, I will probably bust these out and see what's what. So I'm going to say probably not worth the hassle of the return process for some smudged words and some broken chalk. I'll sleep on that tonight. But I wanted to get what I would call a full set. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed that in so far. I wanted to get a full set of files. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull these out a little bit so they're not so far in. Not bad, not bad. The rest of them are fine. I wanted to get a set of files that were, I'm not going to say better than this, but I wanted to get a complete set of files that were, you know, not Home Depot, not that these are better than Home Depot, but, you know, from Wheeler and geared towards gunsmithing, just to make life maybe a little bit easier. 4 levels of cutting action, perfect comprehensive file set for your gunsmithing needs. What else do they say? Perfect for many different tools. A set of wide range of graphs all the way down to extra fine diamond plate, reshaping wood stock or smoothing out an action. Okay, so yeah, it covers both the wood side and the metals. So for the price, I think it's like $50, which is what I would call reasonable. Especially in the file space, because you can get some hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of files, as you probably can see on some of the, actually, you know what, yeah, that, as you can see on some of the, I mean, go out to Midway and just do a search on files, and you can get file sets that are $400. So my skills don't currently require that level of tool. So this will meet. I wonder if that rubs off. Yeah, I'll have to work on that. I don't need to see that every time. Maybe I'll darken it or something. But this has served me well, and it will continue to serve me. But I thought it was worth investing in another set of tools at this point in my gunsmithing adventures. So now we have a better set of files to augment these, just like I have no shortage of punches. So all is good. Whoops, that's some Murphy's Law right there. Take care, folks.